This is TWiT.
Q Davis writes in and says, so we need to discuss the nature of tech journalism. And then he wrote this in all caps, but I'm not going to shout, but just pretend I'm shouting. Why do companies hold press events anymore? Tech journalists keep spoiling everything. He says, back in the day, as I shake my cane, it was fun looking forward to a new tech product launch. Now it seems like every other blog post or podcast is some sort of exclusive leak or stolen info. I wish we could treat these stories like movie spoilers. I want to have the wow experience like we used to have instead of the, well, that was boring because we already knew everything already experience. Anyway, just needed a rant, wanted to know your thoughts. Love the show, been a fan since Buzz Out Loud and then moving into the TWiT Cottage days. Thanks, Q Davis, for being a longtime fan of Jason's work. I too was a Buzz Out Loud listener.
You were on Buzz Out Loud a couple of times, weren't you?
I was I was on Buzz Out Loud. And that was like a dream come true because I will tell you that listening to friend of the show Tom Merritt on Buzz Out Loud was what's inspired me to get into podcasting.
There we go. Nice.
When I started iFanboy, the initial rundown for the iFanboy comic book podcast was basically the Buzz Out Loud rundown, just instead of tech comics. And I've told Tom that many times that I owe my podcasting career to him. And then ultimately to you, Jason, because you came on board then. But neither here nor there. Q Davis, you are suffering from something that I call modern culture, and mainly social media is to blame. Much like movie spoilers, we will never have a Luke, I'm your father moment ever, ever, ever again. It is no longer what happens, it's how it happens. At least that's how I resolve it. I can't think of a single thing that has happened that we didn't know was already coming in some way, shape, or form. The wow and wonder of yesteryear when stuff was kept a secret, like the old Apple, presentations and things like that. Yeah. Those days are gone. With Twitter and Instagram and all this stuff, it's gone. And there's nothing you can do about it, unfortunately. That's my opinion. What do you guys think?
Well, one point I would want to make on this argument is the fact that I believe anyways, who knows if I'm right, but sometimes it's the companies themselves that are kind of in some ways leaking out this information so that it will generate interest and generate press. And so, it's hard to blame the press for that, because if you get some information,
they're taking the bait. They're taking the bait.
They're taking the bait.
Tango.
Sure.
Hey, we need the ad dollars. Okay, anything.
Everybody's
to get those
taking the bait,
eyes to pay
and everybody's
the bills.
participating. But I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this, Adrian. When you've spent all this time creating some hardware, and then some random post on social media blows a secret. I mean, I don't even know if this has happened with the Pro 1 at this point, because this is your first phone.
It is, yes.
I don't know, how would that feel from your perspective?
I don't want to reveal too many secrets from the manufacturers.
Do not reveal any secrets you don't feel comfortable
We had a couple of photos anonymously leak before our reveal in February. They weren't all accidental. You want to tease. You want to tease. And actually, I think it's in everyone's interest, because I think, like Ron said, the days of just a big bang revealing something that nobody knew, that doesn't really work anymore. Yeah. You're not going to come there and go, oh, wow, I was absolutely amazed by this. I think the way in which you get people excited is you give them some little snippets. Other manufacturers do this, whether it's just showing a silhouette of something. Right, whether it's just teasing with a side of an image, a side image shot.
I saw a Squircle button. I saw a Squircle button. What does that mean? And then they spend the next week talking with each other and repeating the brand name and all this, trying to figure out what the Squircle button means.
Exactly. If we had the budget for it, we would announce just an audio file of the snap, the click, the screen opening, closing, that kind of thing.
Kind of sound like a switchblade, like. Oh yeah,
that's the one.
That's nice. Okay, well, there you go. So I think probably a lot of the times it is an intentional leak, and yeah, I think that the name of the game, it seems like, is stay in the mind of consumers for as long as possible. And how do you do that? Little drip leaks of features here and there over time. I mean, actually, OnePlus is a really good example of this. That's exactly what they do. That is their promotional playbook. They don't really keep surprises. They don't tell you everything, but I feel like every week leading up to one of their releases, they're throwing out something extra. And what does that do? Everybody writes about it and everybody reads about it.
Yeah. I think OnePlus do a great job like this, because they also get their community involved.
Yeah.
every phone they develop, the enhancements they come out with, they always say it's part of community feedback. And I think with the way they release information, I think it's part of that as well.
Yeah.
They say, right, guys, we listen to you. This is what we're doing next. We listen to you. This is what we're doing next. And I think it's a great approach.